What's up, guys? My name is Gabe and welcome back to the Trojan Blade. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is what we learned from USC 24, Notre Dame 34. So I'm not going to lie, after doing the rewatch, this is the most discouraged I've been this season. Like, there are a few positives to take away. Some guys played well, but this was essentially the Illinois game on steroids. And when everyone was trying to blame the food poisoning thing on the Illinois game, I told you all it was severely overblown. And it was, and that played out in this game. Like, there's no excuses. We just got our asses kicked. But there was just so much that was brought to light in this game. A lot of very concerning stuff that I will go over in this video. And again, guys, the title of this video is What We Learned. We do this every single Monday. If you want a video that just tells you that this team is great and everything is okay, and we're going to go up to Eugene and beat Oregon, that's not what this video is, and that's just not what this channel does in general. This is what we learned, actual things that we saw on the field, and information that we can just take away from this game. So with all of that in mind, if you guys are enjoying the videos, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Really appreciate you guys being here. Now let's get into this. All right, so thing number one, linebacker regression. So I'm not going to hammer any specific player too bad because there's no way for me to talk about these specific players without hammering them. And since all of them were equally terrible, I'm just going to leave it as a baseline linebacker. I'm not going to say any specific player names. This is up there for worst linebacker performances I've ever seen from a team I follow. That includes the Browns. That includes USC, obviously. Our inside linebackers got flat out destroyed in this game. They're lost. They're frequently in the wrong spots. If guys get their hands on them, they're just out of the play. They're done. All the positives that we saw in the Michigan game just vanished in this one. The linebackers were by far our worst position group on the day. Going back and slowing it down and watching it closely, it was a little horrifying, I'm not going to lie. So I thought the linebackers last year did a pretty good job, considering the lack of elite physical traits our guys had, especially when Eric Gentry went down. Like, the linebacker play didn't go off a cliff. It wasn't great, but it definitely was not this. And the linebackers have been struggling all year long. Outside of this game, Eric Gentry's been playing out of his mind, having a very good year. So he's not lumped in with the rest of them. But we're just not getting any production from the linebackers at all. On the kick return touchdown, it was a linebacker that missed the tackle that sprung it. Matt Entz did a phenomenal job with the linebackers last year. He just did. And we're not seeing that from Rob Ryan this year. A lot of people, me included, I was guilty of this. I anointed Rob Ryan as a fantastic hire. Thought for sure we were going to see massive improvement across the board, really. And we just haven't seen that. This is a significantly worse coach group this year than they were last year. Rob Ryan is not doing a good job. Plain and simple, not even close. The linebacker play that we saw in this game was unacceptable. Again, I would love to show it, but NBC is very aggressive with their copyright claims that they put out on videos, so I'm not going to show it here. But just watch our linebackers on the first touchdown to Jeremiah Love. Instead of coming down and filling holes, one of the linebackers gets behind the other one and then just stands there. Literally doesn't do anything, doesn't try to chase him down, just admits defeat, calls it quits on the play. It's a horrible, horrible look right there. And the way our linebackers just get swept out of the play so easily time and time again. In this DeAnne Lynn system, these linebackers are designed to come down and clean things up. They should be having massive tackle totals. They should be extremely visible, making tons of big plays, and we are just not seeing that at all. Now, in a game like this, when the linebackers play as horribly as they did, you don't really need to go look at a tool like PFF, just because your eye test tells you they were really, really bad. But if you were looking just for some extra validation, our two worst graded players on the day were linebackers. Eric Gentry was in the top 3 on the team. He had a 69.3 grade. And again, I don't think Eric necessarily played well in this game. He's also played so well the majority of this year that I'm willing to give him a pass for not having his best game against ND. But yeah, if we just go with the flow and keep the same guys that are out there heading into Nebraska, just more of the same, no accountability, after a performance this bad, changes have to be made. Whether that's a coaching change, whether that's personnel, I don't care what it is. They have to do something because what we saw was horrific and it was unacceptable. The lack of fight, the lack of production, just getting completely dominated for 4 straight quarters, not good enough. Rob Ryan has to be better. All right, thing number 2, specifically talking about DeAnne Lynn and this USC defense, we were unprepared. When you come out on your first drive knowing damn well what they're going to do, they have a redshirt freshman quarterback. You know what they think of you as a program, as a defense. You know they're going to test you. And we come out scared of what they're going to do in the throw game. And we trust our front 7 to come up and stop the run, and they just didn't. We did make some adjustments in the second half, but it didn't work. This defense was not prepared to play this game. You don't allow 300 yards on the ground if you are. So I know I've been hesitant to assign blame to D'Anton Lynn this season, and while the majority of me still says everywhere Lincoln Riley goes, soft defense follows. He's the one constant. He's still at the top of the chart when it comes to blame, 100%. But D'Anton Lynn is not blameless either. That was his defense. That was his game plan. And they got completely annihilated. This Notre Dame team was not running the ball like this against anybody. It was quite literally a historic performance on the ground for them, especially for Jeremiah Love. So showing up unprepared in a situation and game like that, unacceptable. Thing number 3, this team is good, not great. Now, before the season, I predicted 8-4, as many of you know. I had losses to Illinois, Notre Dame, Nebraska, or Iowa, I forget, but it was one of the two, and Oregon, obviously. So the fact that we lost the games that we lost so far isn't a big surprise. I was also basing that off the opinion that our defense was going to be very, very good and the offense was going to be We have an elite offense. The offense does their fair share every single week. When you have an offense as good as ours and the defense fails you once again in year 4 under Lincoln Riley, with all the assets that have been put into the defense, this very highly compensated defensive line, one of, if not the highest paid coaching staffs in the entire country, especially on the defensive side of the ball, it's not good enough. And like I tweeted before the game against the Irish, I wasn't expecting a win. I wasn't demanding a win. Us losing is not the problem here. It's what happened on the field between the white lines. Getting run on the way we did, being non-competitive defensively the way we were, being completely punked again playing in the Midwest. We have 2 road games this year against quality opponents and they both beat us the exact same way. It wasn't because of food poisoning. It wasn't because of injuries. This defense was very healthy. There's no excuses, guys. It has to get turned around, and it has to get turned around now. Only problem is Lincoln Riley's been a head coach for a long time now. We've never seen one of his teams play good defense. So why should we expect it now? And look, I know I talked up this defense a lot in the offseason. I'm raising my hand. That's on me. I bought into it. I expected improvement from a lot of guys. I thought some of these transfers were going to hit. Wrong on all accounts. So I'll take that one on the chin. That one's on me. But going forward, I think we know what to expect from Lincoln Riley and from this USC team. I'm not going to believe that we're going to be good defensively or even average defensively until I see it with my own 2 eyes, especially on the road, because we're a different team at home. We saw that against Michigan. We clobbered them. The crowd was behind the team. I was there in person. It was so loud. The team was feeding off our collective energy. But when we go out on the road, we are a soft program. I don't think we're a soft program in general because we saw against Michigan. That isn't the case. But when you get us out of our comfort zone, then yeah, 100% soft. That criticism is 100% fair. And I'm not saying that our players as individuals are soft. I'm saying that whatever Lincoln Riley is doing with this program is creating a cloud of softness that goes with them wherever they travel. Like, these kids are Division I football players playing on the defensive side of the ball. They themselves are not soft, not even close. But it's the program. It's whatever we're doing to prepare for these road games that is creating this little cushion of softness that is allowing us to get blasted by these Midwest teams. And look, this is a 2-year sample size now, right? We saw it with Minnesota. We saw it with Maryland. We saw it with Michigan last year. And now Illinois and Notre Dame. When we get out on the road, it looks like a 2023 Alex Grinch defense. Let's just be honest. So yeah, this team, we're going to win some more games this year, for sure. We're going to have some really fun moments, some good performances. But this team is not going to do anything of note until we learn how to win on the road. And will that ever happen with Lincoln Riley? I'm not saying it won't. I'm not saying it will. I have no idea. It's a major wait and see on that one. Thing number 4, interior defensive line whiffs. So everyone got hyped up when we went to the transfer portal in the offseason. We got Keyshawn Silver, we got Jamal Jarrett, these big SEC bodies. And I was hyped up as well. I was very excited about the depth. Now, I never said they were going to be really good or dominant players. I actually said the opposite. I said that what you're getting in Keyshawn Silver is a guy that has the size, has the athleticism, but he's been average everywhere he's been. And then you look at a guy like Jamal Jarrett, he barely played at Georgia. Like, he was not a factor for them, barely got on the field. And then Lincoln Riley in spring was talking about how he needs to lose some weight. He's doing a good job. He's looking leaner. I was like, fantastic, because he was too big to play at Georgia. He's just too large. And then we get the fall camp roster, and he's listed at 360 pounds, which is bigger than he was at Georgia, and I was kind of thrown for a loop. And then we see him play this year, and he has the pick 6. Phenomenal play. But outside of that, he's been below average. He gets pushed back pretty far for a guy his size. And then I have no idea where he's been the last few weeks. He just hasn't played. I saw him on the sideline in the Michigan game. He was having a good time. Like, he seemed healthy to me. He went through the full warm-ups, everyone has said, in both that game and the game against the Irish. So I'm not sure what's happening there. And Jamal Jarrett can still be something down the road. He is a young guy. He has some more eligibility. So that one's a wait and see. But in terms of this season, what we needed for this year's USC team, the 2025 Trojans, to succeed, defensively anyway, it's a big swing and miss in the transfer portal. We didn't do enough to address it. And I know I'm just talking about the interior guys, but in this game in South Bend, we did not see enough from a guy like Anthony Lucas. Thought he got moved way too often, way too easily. And one thing that the D-line has shown us is that they can absolutely demolish lower level competition. When we can overwhelm people, they're very good at getting after the passer. But when we go up against lines that are at our level or a little bit better, we just get completely crushed. Like non-competitive reps, not getting anywhere near the quarterback. We had that one sack in this one where CJ Carr spun directly into Cam Crawford. So good on him for being there. But I would attribute that sack much more to the Irish than to us. So yeah, dudes-wise, this defensive line is not there. Next up, thing number 5. We have 2 separate teams. I know I talked about it a little bit in thing number 3, but USC at home and USC on the road are quite literally 2 different entities upon themselves. Like at home, we play confident, we fly around, we're brave, we're initiating contact, we're very physical. And then you get us out on the road, and even in that Purdue game, that was a sketchy game, guys. Like, we got gifted a fumble. That was not a fumble, any way you look at it. And then Gentry made a great play to punch a ball out, but a Purdue player is right there to fall on it, and the ball just squirts away. Like, we got very lucky in that game. I don't think we played very well overall. So when you get us out on the road, we're like below average to poor, depending on the opponent we play. So with our next game being at Nebraska, and it did get announced earlier today, that's going to be a night game. It's going to be a blackout. I don't like anything about that. The crowd's going to be on top of our guys. It's going to be very intense. Assuming Nebraska gets their win against Northwestern this week, that crowd's going to be insane. After the way we beat them last year, and they'll still have that bad taste in their mouth from the Minnesota game. So Nebraska's going to be out for blood. I don't like that. I'll be fascinated to see what that line's going to be. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to that one. But then at home, we have Iowa, we have Northwestern, we have the baby Bruins. Like, there's still a chance to get some good wins on the schedule. Now, when things really turn chaotic, like if we drop one of those home games, like if we lose to Iowa, this could turn into a very tense situation. But let's just go through it. Let's just say that we lose to Nebraska, beat Northwestern on Friday night, beat Iowa, lose to Oregon, and beat the Bruins. We'll be 8-4 like everyone expected. Your only road win coming against Purdue, who hasn't had a conference win in like 2 years. Let me know down below in the comments section. Would you guys be happy with that? We're not happy because we're never going to be happy with 8-4. Like, are you in pitchfork mode or are you in wait and see mode? Please let me know down below in the comment section. All right, guys, and to finish up here, thing number 6, no excuses. That's what I learned. Again, the food poisoning was so overblown by so many people on social media, saying that every player had it, it's why we lost, blah, blah, blah. Not true, wrong, incorrect, whatever word you wanted to use. I tried to be very blunt, very to the point in that video I did. A lot of people got mad, and I get it. When you lose to Illinois close, people want to grasp at things to hang on to still cling to hope. So I get it, and I don't mean to sound like a dick, but there's no excuses going forward. Every team has injuries. This defense is extremely healthy at this point in the year compared to a lot of teams. We have one of the most highly paid coaching staffs in the country. Lincoln Riley makes a shit ton of money. We have an elite offense. So if we lose to Oregon, I get it. They're a much better team than we are at this point. It is what it is. We better win every single game outside of that. As good as this offense is, with the players we have, with the weapons we have, with the amount of money that this coaching staff is making, especially on the defensive side of the ball. If you let Dylan Raiola cook you, I don't even know what to say. So we got to get to work. We got to get back in the facility. And we have to come back from the bye week looking for blood against Nebraska. I don't want to see our linebackers be timid and scared. I want to see our whole defense play like DeCarlos Nicholson. That guy had the right mentality from snap one until the very end of the game. He was fighting. He was going at them. He was running his mouth, getting in their faces. I love to see that. If we had more guys with DeCarlos Nicholson sort of attitude, we'd be in a much better spot. But yeah, going back and doing the rewatch was not fun. Pretty horrible, actually, if I'm being honest. One of the more unpleasant rewatches I've done. So yeah, it's Monday. I'm cranky. We're on a bye week. We'll have some more conversational videos out this week. Look out for the viewer comment post tomorrow that will be on my YouTube community page and on Twitter. If you want to sound off about this loss, that's your platform to do it. Also workshopping the idea of doing a more long form show, not taking live calls, but taking voicemails. So if that's something you would be interested in, please do let me know down below in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you on that. But yeah, guys, that is what we learned from USC 24, Notre Dame 34. If you did happen to enjoy the video or you found it informative, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Really appreciate you guys being here. You're all awesome. And as always, take care and fight on.